Good morning, my dear students, and happy Wednesday! I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. So, today we're going to have our UOI class. But before we move on to our lesson, let's watch these two amazing video presentations made by Joey and Abura. So, these are still about our previous unit, which is about home is a basic need for all people. I hope you guys learn a lot from them because these are great and amazing videos, just like what you guys did the past couple of days. So sit back and relax and keep learning from your classmates, okay? Here it is. So, aren't they great? What do you guys think? You know, if I show you these kind of videos, maybe next time I will let you say something about your classmates. Just like last time, Zarina mentioned something about her classmate's presentation. She said that, oh, Evan's presentation is really good. So you can say something like that too. You may send me a message and I can include this in our daily lessons, or you can take a video of yourself. You can let your parents take a video of you telling something about your classmate's presentation, or if I show you something, or some comments. And then I can include these comments or feedback in these recorded lessons. That's fine too. So, now let's move on. As we all know, we are now in Unit 5. And the theme is how the world works. Let's say that again. How the world works. How the world works. So, as we all know from the word world and the word work, we'll be learning many things about how things work in our world. Our world is so big and so many things are going on. So we will try to figure out, of course, not everything. It's like a lifetime learning to learn how the world works, but we're going to learn many things about like how the world works by this central idea, which is all living things go through a process of change. Let's say that again, but this time a little bit slower, word by word. Maybe after a week or two, you guys can read it so well already that we don't have to read it slowly every word, right? Just like last time. Let's do this. All living things go through a process of change. All living things go through a process of change. And for today's lesson, I added the two more words of change, which are very important in our central idea that I kind of missed in our last lesson. And we will talk about what does the word change mean. Some of you have a very good idea what it is, and some probably still a little bit confused. What is the word change? So that is our complete central idea. All living things go through a process of change. Last time it was only until all living things go through a process. So probably that told you also where's the full stop. So yeah. Now let's review the meaning of each word again. Just a quick review about that, okay? Oh, before we review, let's first have our goals. Goals for today. We're going to discuss shared ideas. Well, you had your beautiful sharing of ideas about the activity think, puzzle, explore. You're able to complete that worksheet so well. So we're going to discuss those shared ideas. And then we're going to start activity about living things. So those are our two goals for today. Now let's move on to our central idea, a review about it. First word is all. Not just one animal, but all animals. It's not really all animals in the world. We know that there are so many of them. So we can say there are like these are the These are all animals in the safari. Next one. Not just Andy, but all PYP1 students. All. Next. Living things. Oh, a very important keyword in our central idea that we will be using for like many, many times, maybe more than 100 times during this entire unit. Living things from the word life. So, as we all know, we all have life. And how do we know if someone has life or something has life? If that thing eat, move, or grow, and many more characteristics that we're going to discuss in the next few days. Living things. Next one. Go through. Say that again. Go through. So you go through something, you don't go over it, you don't go beside it, but you go through it. Just like this. They go through this tunnel. Next, go through. A process. Just like our recycle process, our inquiry process or inquiry cycle, and this process from beginning till end. So we kind of know that a process starts with something. We really have to start with something, like start from step 1. And we're gonna go through different steps, and then we will have our last step. So sometimes a process they end with something, and that's the end point. And sometimes a process is like a cycle. So after the last one, we're gonna go back to the beginning again, like a circle. A process. And this is the one that we were not able to have last recorded lesson. The word change. A process of change. So I will show you 2 different pictures to give you an idea what change is. Do you know this? Does this look familiar to you? What happened? What's this movie? You're right, it's from the movie Frozen. So what happened to Elsa's dress? It changed into a beautiful queen dress or gown, an icy colored one. Change. Everybody say change. Change. So this is like, our digraph cha. A, because it's A, consonant sound. E. E is silent. So A doesn't make the A sound. It makes the long A sound. And maybe you're confused. Miss Danica, how do I read the word NG? So most of the time, like, we read the word NG in English as J. Like from the word January. Like from the word jump. J, the word J. Ja. And we, as always, E, if it's a consonant E is silent. So that's change. Change. G here is a soft G sound, just like the word change. Now here we go to the next one. Another example of change. So what kind of change is it? We have spring, summer, fall, winter, spring, summer, fall, winter. Change of season. That's right. So change, it doesn't remain the same. It turns into something else. Just like many things in our world changes. Okay, so let's say our central idea one more time. All living things go through a process of change. You guys are so good at this. I think you have a pretty good understanding of what our central idea is, based from the activity we had last time. So last time we did have a Let's Share activity, which is called Think, Puzzle, and Explore. And as you've read from our first goal, we're going to discuss about it. Since we're not in the classroom and you guys submitted to me your paper, well, I'll show you your classmates' work and we'll try to talk as much as possible from each of it. So, this work is from Alan. Now, look at this colorful work from Alan with cute little drawings, very clear. And Alan thinks, and what he knows, these are the things he knows. That from the egg, the egg hatches into a chick, the chick grows into a hen. And then this one, I believe this is a caterpillar. This one, right? Okay, this is an egg. It turns into a caterpillar, into cocoon, and then a butterfly. And here is another thing that Alan knows. He knows that when the mom is pregnant, there's a baby in her tummy, and the baby comes out, and the baby grows into a little boy. Is this you, Alan? This looks like Alan. Let's say hi, Alan. Now, the question that Alan have is that, which one is the first? Is it the egg or hen? I believe you have a debate about this with Mr. Anup and Miss Annie, did you? And his answer is hen. Does this mean it's your answer, Alan? Interesting. And here, how might you explore puzzles? So actually a little bit we're still confused about the word explore, or the last one. Explore, from what I explained yesterday's video, these are the ways that we can answer our questions. You can suggest different ways to answer our questions. Like, what should we do if we have this question? Which one is first? How can we answer that question? Maybe we should read some books, or go to Baidu.com, watch some videos, maybe ask your parents or grandparents, right? Or maybe you can ask Miss Summer or Miss Danica, just like that. So those are different ways. That's what we try to mean by the word explore. But here, I love these cute little drawings. I believe that Alan's trying to say that he'd like to explore more about the life of dinosaurs. How did dinosaurs live long time ago? So maybe we could put this information under the word puzzle. What do you think? Maybe that's one of his questions or one of the things he'd like to know. He'd like to explore more about dinosaurs. Great job, Alan! Next one, let's move on to Joey's work, which are quite interesting illustration right here and very cute and silly. I like that. So, Joey knows that, are these frogs? Yes, this is a frog, right? Frogs came from eggs, and then they turn into tadpoles, and then in the end they turn into frogs like this, cute little ones. That frogs came from something, and then it goes through this process of change and turns into a big frog from eggs. And one of the questions he have is, what is the life process of the frog? I think Joey, you're right. You think you have a little bit of idea about this. Maybe he'd like to know more about it. Specific details. What's the life process of frogs? And also to be specific, which is mom and which is kid. So he'd like to know more about it. So I believe he'd like to explore which one is mom and which one is a kid from the tadpoles. I hope that's what you're trying to mean, Joey. And if not, you may correct me. You can send me a message, or you can explain through a video if you want to. Alright, that's a pretty cute one. So we can, we can put this to the word explore into two different meanings. We can either be like things you want to explore more, or like things on how to answer the puzzle. That's alright. So anyways, it's all about your own understanding, and that's the most important thing. that you understand something and then you're able to express your idea about that understanding. That's great. Now let's move on to the next one. Now, which one do you think is a mom and which one is the kid? If you have any other answers to Joey's question, you can send him a message. Hey Joey, I think this is it. Now here we go to Edison's work. Oh, pretty cool. Look at that illustration right there. So these are the things that Edison knows. That a frog came from a tadpole, and then comes the hind legs, and then the front legs, and then it turns into a frog. And that people came from, what are these? Apes. And they turn into man, and then here, and then now, this is what we look like now. The modern people, modern man. Is this you, Edison? So this is what Edison knows. Very interesting. Do you guys agree with Edison? Is this what you also know? That we all come from apes and we just develop or change into this, and then change into what we are right now. What do you think? Now here are the puzzles that he have or questions that he have in mind. Where do these living things come from? That's a very big question. Do you know, Edison, that even big people cannot answer that question? Maybe they will have some theories, but we'll always try to answer things. That's a very beautiful question. Where do these living things come from? Everything, where do they come from? Maybe we can watch a video next time about this big question. Another debate you can make with Miss Annie and Mr. Anup, right? Why living things should change? Yeah, why do we have to change? Why can't we be just like, a table? Even tables change. So why do we have to change? Why do living things change? Very good question too. Very puzzling. We can be apes forever, or we can be a baby forever, can we? Interesting, right? Me too. That can be my very good question. Now, here's explore. So I believe this is what Edison wants to explore more about. Very high kind of information, which is about evolution or creation. Evolution or create living things. So I believe what he was trying to say is the creation of living things and evolution. Where did we all begin? And how things evolved throughout years and years and years. So if it's evolution, do we need it or not? Need not. Like for example, so this is what he's trying to share with us. That this flower, does it need to evolve or no? Does this chair need to evolve or no? Very interesting way of thinking. You can talk more about this, Edison, and share with your classmates. I believe they'll be very interested. Very interested. Next one. This is Beck's work, which is I believe he really liked the video that we shared yesterday, which is about the egg and caterpillar. So what he knows about is that butterflies, they come from eggs. No. First they have like caterpillars, and I believe, hopefully this is a cocoon. This looks like a cocoon, right? Because it's two. So first egg, and then caterpillar, and then cocoon. How did butterflies become? So that's his big question. And why do butterflies change from caterpillars? Right. Like caterpillars look so different from butterflies. Why? Good one. Why does it have to change from caterpillars? Why can't it change from another kind of just a small butterfly with wings already? Very good question. And how we might explore them. So I believe these are still the things that he'd like to explore more about. Here he puts what he knows about caterpillars, that it turns into a cocoon, and then finally it turns into a cute little chubby a butterfly. and a happy one too. This is very cute one back. Now let's move on to Mark's work. Wow, Mark is really working on his writing skills. All right, so here we have, okay, I will read it to you because it's so small. There are 4 seasons in a year. That's what he knows. Seeds germinate and grow into trees. Germinate means they grow from little seeds. So when you plant a seed and it grows, that's called germination. So seeds grow into trees. That's what he know. He also know that a tadpole grows into, where is that? That a tadpole grows into a frog. And then that I will grow up to be a handsome man. Wow, Mark. I know that too. That's right. So these are the things you know. I love your answers here, Mark. That there are 4 seasons in a year. And what are they? Can you say it loudly? Spring, summer, fall, and winter. That seeds grow into trees. That little tadpole grows into a frog. And that he will grow up to be a handsome man. Wow, I love that. I love that last one. We all know that too. Now let's move on to the questions or things he'd like to know more about. The chicken or the egg came first? Which one came first? The chicken or the egg? And why do seeds germinate? Why do they germinate? So here, he actually puts an arrow in the word explore, under the word explore. I believe he answered his own questions, which is pretty good, Mark. Thanks for sharing. He believes that eggs came first because, no, hens. Hens first because hen lays eggs, right? And the next one is that why do seeds grow? Why do seeds germinate? It's continuation of life. So seeds have to germinate so that we will have new plants, we will have new trees, and we will have new fruit that will turn into another seed, and that we can have new plants and life will continue. Beautiful sharing, Mark. Thank you so much for that. Now let's move on to Leo. Here, Leo is also working so much on his complete writing of sentences. Great job. Now he knows that life is changing. Life changes. That's true. I know that too. I believe you all know that. And for example, he actually gave some example. The frog was first a tadpole, just like what Mark said and other your classmates, and that it slowly grew feet and the tail and the tail becomes shorter, sorry, and then it turns into a frog. That's right. So that's what he knows. That life changes. Frog first and then tadpole, and then it has some feet and tail becomes shorter and then frog. And things he'd like to know more about. Where did the baby come from? Very interesting question that will surely go talk more about this in this unit. How does baby grow up? How do they grow up? Where are the seeds from? Interesting. Where are they from? Next one. Explore. These are the ways he suggested that we can answer these puzzles or these questions. First, through network. I believe he wants to say through internet. That's right. Using your computer, phone, tablets, using internet. Next one, reading extracurricular books or reading books, informational books about the topic. That's wonderful. And I love the last answer too. Ask family members. Yes, this is a very good way to know many things because your family members, your parents, your grandma, your grandpa, they know many things about the world or how the world works. So why not ask them and let them tell stories about our questions? Good job, Leo. Thank you for sharing those ways to explore our questions. Now, that is so good. Let's move on to SMAP's work. That this one is combination of complete sentences and very cute illustration right here. Here he knows that all living things go through a process of change. So he do understand our central idea. Beautiful, Smap. And then things he wants to know is that twins. Are you talking about twins? So I believe because this is the mummy that is pregnant and the tummy is big, with two babies inside, one happy little baby boy and one happy little baby girl, and he'd like to know more about twins. Or maybe he'd like to know more about babies in mommy's tummy or pregnancy, right? Or human development. Good, very nice thinking or very nice question you'd like to know, Smap. And here, explore is, oh, look at that. It's a very happy family. So I believe they are not twins anymore. This is a big sister. Is this your big sister, Smap? And a little boy. Is this you? I wonder if this is your family. So here's the dad and mom, and then the babies. I believe he'd like to explore more about human development and how people grow, how people changes. Right. Now let's move on to the next one. Evan. So Evan here, he tried to use PPT or he tried to put his answers using PowerPoint with so many sentences and things he'd like to know more about. So let's go through them because that's a lot, right? He knows that baby can grow up. People will become old and die, sadly. That seeds can become big trees. That tadpoles can become frogs. Caterpillars can turn into butterflies. That eggs hatch into chickens. The cow can produce milk. The food becomes excrement through our digestive system. Yes, so that is so true. These are the things he knows. So many things he shared. Beautiful sharing, Evan. Thank you about sharing the things you know and being very specific about those things. Specific is it means that you try to go like even small information you share it. That's beautiful. Next one, puzzle. Why the machine can't live? Right. Why don't they have a life? How to make some candies? Is there a ghost in the world? Are ghosts real? Ghost, the one for Halloween. He'd like to know how to make blocks. And how many sea monsters in the world? Are there any sea monsters in the world? Are they living things? Hmm. How do bees make honey? Interesting. And how to make paper. I believe Evan is trying to save some paper. So that's the reason why I'd like to know more about it. Good one, Evan. And explore. So these are his suggested ways to explore our unit. We observe, we think, and reflect. The very IB way. First, we observe. Very good. And then we think about our observation and reflect about things that we do, about our learning. Great. Such as, I want to know how do bees make honey. So he actually gave an example. First, I need to observe how the bees work. Then, I need to think about it. And then at the end, I will reflect what I know from it. Very reflective. Evan, you're such a reflective thinker. That's a great one. Thank you for sharing this beautiful, detailed homework. Now let's move on to Lee's work. So here we have simple but very important things. Here, he knows that all living things grow up from childhood. That is so true. We kind of know all about this too. So Lee understands very well our central idea. Now let's move on to the questions that he had. So one of the I love this question because a lot of us are kind of, maybe a lot of you are a little bit confused about the word explore or exploration. So he wants to know what is exploration? What's the word explore? That's a new word for us, right? Now let's move on to his answer under the word explore. information check. So, how to know about the questions? So, he wrote in here information check. I believe he'd like us to check information using internet or books. That's what we've been doing, Lee, right? Nice one, Lee. Thank you. Now, here's Frank's work. He knows that all living things go through a process. Oh, I'm so happy you guys really understand our central idea even on the first day. All living things will grow. That is so true. Good job, Frank, and I appreciate you writing in complete sentences. And your puzzle, his question is, why are robots not living things? That's a very good question. Robots can move. Robots sometimes they can even say something. And they can be kind of smart. They know things, right? So why is it that they're not living things? I love it. And actually, Frank included his answer. He put it under the word explore. So I believe Frank has a question and then he explored about it and reflect about the question and wrote his answer. Robots are not living things because they don't grow. Learn from Frank, everybody. Even though robots can be very, very helpful, very smart, they can even fly, some of them, and they can clean your house, but they don't grow. That's why they're not living things. This is a very wonderful information, Frank. Thank you. Now, here we have Jalu. Under the thing that Jalu knows, he knows that how living things change. Very nice. So he also has a very good understanding about our central idea. And he just doesn't know, it's not only that he knows all living things change, but he knows how they change. Very beautiful. He knows. I'm pretty sure you have a very good idea about life cycles too. You know how they change, right? And his question is, this is also a very interesting and big question, somewhat similar to Edison's question. Where did the world's first egg come from? I wondered. That's right. If everything is like a cycle, where did the first egg come from? Very puzzling. Very big question. And then, explore. So here he has his theory under explore. I'm pretty sure Jalo tried to think about it, reflect on it. He became a reflective thinker and put his answer under the word explore. Eggs. Mom is nature. Oh, this is such a beautiful answer. So, after reflecting, he has a theory that the mom of the egg, the very first egg, is nature. It's not the chicken. It's not your parents. It's not the animals. It's not even the robot. But it's the nature. I love this imagination, or I love this deep thinking, Chalu. Very good reflection. So that's what he wants to share with you guys, that Egg's mom is nature. And actually, one of these days, I will show you a video about a little bit of information about this one. How life began. We're not gonna go through like deeply about them, but just to give you an idea about it. Okay? Thank you for opening that topic, Chalu. Now let's move on to our Jahis. Our Jahis work, which also like Evan, she tried to use our technology and answered using a PPT. Here, what he knows is that people, animals, plants, virus are living things. I like the idea that you included the word virus here, which which are all kind of challenging us at this moment of time. They are all living things. She knows that. Beautiful sharing of this important information. She also knows that living things eat food. and that living things can move, and that living things can talk and grow. These are the things that Arjai knows and she'd like to share with you guys. And here are the questions that she have, or puzzle. Why living things get sick and die like my grandfather? Why do we need to breathe? So one question that she has, is that why do we need to breathe? And then why do all living things get sick and die like her grandfather? So this is like a very sad news for all of us that a couple of weeks ago, guys. So from this, it's really sad that you guys will have knows about this information, this very sad information about the through this homework. And a few weeks ago, RJ's grandfather passed away. So like that's a very sad. I knew about it a few weeks ago already, and then well, because we're sharing information about these homework, so we'll also have to mm, open up this news about her grandfather to you guys. So this, I believe we all love our family, right? They're very important to us. So this is a very sad time for Jahi and her family because her grandfather passed away a few weeks ago. So if you have some comforting words you'd like to say to our Jahi, you can send it to her or like and let her know about it, what you'd like to tell her to make her feel better about this event that happened. This event that happened in her life, this very sad moment in her life. So, yeah, I'm so sorry that I have to open up this information to you through this homework. But this is one of the things that Arjai has questioned about that she want to know about. Why living things get sick and they die, just like her grandfather. So I hope if you guys have some beautiful words and nice things to say to Arjahi and her family, then you can tell her. Okay? And here we have the things that she wants to explore or things that might puzzle. She'd like to research work to find out about sickness, about death, and about breathing, about breath. So these are the things that happens to living things. And she'd like to do some research work, explore about sickness, death, and breath. Thank you so much for sharing, Arjahi, and we all love you, and we're always here for you. All of us, your PYP1 family, and we do send our very sad, sincere care for your family, and I hope you're going through this. You're a strong girl, very strong, right? You're very smart and very cheerful, and this is part of our life, and we all love you. I'll just always know that all your PYP1 family, the parents of our PYP1 family, all your classmates, we all love you, and we're always here for you, all your teachers. Okay? So I hope that we always get to see your smile often still. This might be a difficult time, but you're a great kid, you're a great child, and you're always loved with a lot of people because of your beautiful heart. We hope to see you and give you a hug soon. A very tight hug. Okay, so here we have Zarina's work, which is she tried to make the same chart and drew it on a piece of paper. So here she put in under the word think the things that she knows. She thinks that living things grow, move, change, eat, drink, and even communicate. I believe you still remember our word communicator or communicate. So I'm glad that she tries to use that, and these are the things she knows, I believe, from observation, from reading books, and from watching videos. Here are the things that she'd like to ask about. She wants to know what comes first. Is it the chicken or the egg? Very interesting question still. And why life cycles are the same. Or are they? That's very interesting. Are they all the same? If yes, why are they the same? If not, why are they not the same? Good one. And here are the suggested ways that Zarina picked or chose to explore about this unit or to answer these questions. I love her suggestions too. We can search in Google. For China, we can search in Baidu. Or for Bing, or maybe use Bing. I'm not sure if you know about Bing, but Bing.com, you can use that too. Ask a teacher, that's right. So Zarina can easily ask two teachers in her life, her mom and dad, or maybe me, Miss Summer, Miss Annie, Mr. Anup, everyone, right? And investigate. We can investigate by ourselves. Now that you guys can start going out and you'd like to know more about it, then you can go out and then just stay safe. Make sure you stay safe and you follow the advice from the government and investigate about life cycles. Go to the nature, that's the best way to investigate. And then also lastly, read books. Of course, read books, online books, books from the library, all kinds of books related to what you'd like to know. Thank you for sharing these beautiful ways, different ways of exploring our unit, Zarina. You guys did such a great job in this activity. I am so proud of all of you. See how you guys has done this one so well. Thank you so much for all of your effort. And now, oh, that was really long. So I was trying to make this video as short as possible, but let's see how much time we have. Oh my god. I think this is it. So I still have some things to discuss about, but this video is kind of really long already. But let's just start the last one very quickly. What are living things? What are living things? So I will give you a very like a sorting activity, which is to know what are these all living things. So you will have to sort which are okay. Just skip that one. Which one are living things? We can have that one next recorded lesson. This is your task. Sort living things from non-living things. You will have a sorting activity about living things, which one is living thing, which one is not living thing. And you're knowledgeable. Add your own examples for each group. So after you sort, you will add your own example. Fish and dish. And be a thinker. What makes living things different from non-living things? So you can write living things can, non-living things are. Those kind of information. Because this homework, we're going to use it for our next UOI lesson. Okay? So I will give you more details on it. Your parents, your guardians will help explain to you. So I hope you guys have a good day and have a nice Wednesday. See you soon. I miss you and love you all. Have a lovely day. Bye.